Hi, welcome to this episode of Crossing the Block. My name is Aris Margudakis.
And my name is Peter Trillia, Director of Currency here at Stax Bowers.
Here we have a handful of highlights from our spring auction, which will take place in March. Peter, among these highlights, can you tell me which is your favorite?
It's a tough one, but I'm going to go with one of each because we have two small size and two large size. My favorite small size bill in the auction is a 1928 $500 gold certificate graded by PMG 65 EPQ. And the reason it's my favorite is it's one of the more unusual types for small size gold certificates, small size notes, because gold certificates were stopped printed in 1928, so it's the only year you can get a $500 gold certificate. And it's Pop 3, only one finer, and it's been several years that we've had a chance to offer one, and it's a spectacular note. My favorite large size bill out of everything we have here is probably the 1861 $5 demand note. This note we last auctioned in 2018 for an incredible sum of $372,000. We're happy to have it again in our 2023 sale. And the reason that this bill is so special is that it's gem uncirculated. It is the only gem example of any denomination for the 1861 series, which is the very first year of federally issued United States notes. So some great notes here, but those would be my two favorites in the sale.
Can you tell me about the other 500 that we have here on the stage?
Yes, this 500 is also very special, and this is what I would call a grade rarity. It's PCGS banknote, 68 PPQ. On a scale to 70, 1 being the worst, 70 being the best, this is a 68. And as you know, vintage paper money does not come perfect. You just virtually can't get a 70 simply because you have to have everything go perfectly.
Sure.
The centering, the paper quality, the eye appeal, and everything. So this is virtually one of the greatest, highest graded bills that you can get in any denomination, and it happens to be a 500, another spectacular note.
Awesome. And in your experience, when you handle these high denominations, do you typically find them in lower grades? Do you typically see them?
Yeah, good question. So 500s and thousands is what we call high denominations. Notes aren't necessarily rare.
Okay.
We handle quite a bit on a monthly basis. We even have dedicated auctions just for 500s and thousands. But once you get into the ultra gem category, we might not see this again for another decade or so, or anything comparable to that grade-wise. And it's a Boston district, which is obviously the greatest district of all 12 because it's Boston.
Someone from New York would disagree.
So, yeah, it's hard to put a value, but I think when it's all said and done, we should see this, touch or maybe exceed $30,000. Where a very fine average circulated condition note might only bring $1,500, but that's the difference between an example and a virtually perfect example. So.
Right. And then can you tell me about the last note that we had on stage?
The last note we have here that's highlighted in our March spring sale is an 1880-2000. It's Freeburg 1218E. Incredibly special note. There's only 5 recorded serial numbers known, 3 are which in government institutions. That means no one can touch those ever.
Wow.
There are 2 in private hands, and this is one of the 2. Very special, incredible grade, a very fine 30, which most might say is considered a low grade, but it's not, considering it's a $1,000 gold certificate. It's tied as the finest with one other, and this should potentially cross around $500,000 and might be the most valuable bill in our auction.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. In your long career, have you handled many of these before, given that there's so few available to public hands?
Yeah, fortunately, we did handle the Joel Anderson example. That was the other serial number that is reported in 2019. So we're really excited. It's been 4 years, and the market has obviously done wonderful things in the last several years, and we're excited to see where the market takes this particular note.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's our show for today. And as always, good luck when these notes cross the block.